Good afternoon. It's proving to be another triumphant day for British athletes at the Tokyo Olympics. In the last hour, the gymnast Max Whitlock has won gold on the pommel horse, retaining his title. Earlier, Charlotte Worthington also took gold in the women's BMX freestyle. And the British swimmers took silver in the 4x100 metre men's medley relay. Here's our sports correspondent, Andy Swiss, and his report does contain flashing images.
They say who dares wins, and in Charlotte Worthington, Britain has the most glorious proof. The BMX freestyle event is all about audacious tricks, and Worthington had been working on one no woman had done before, a 360-degree backflip.
Oh no!
But on her first run, it left her on the floor, and with only a second run to come, it was all or nothing. Would she risk it again? Well, just watch this.
I think she's going for it. Yes! Oh, she's got it, Ed. She's smashed it!
And that was just the start, as the 25-year-old produced the performance of her life, bravery and brilliance in equal measure. And after an agonising wait, just look at the score.
97.5!
Oh my God!
It's a huge score!
Worthington into the lead, and when the hot favourite Hannah Roberts couldn't complete her run, the celebrations could begin. The 25-year-old used to be a chef in a Mexican restaurant. Now she'd served up an Olympic fairy tale.
It's kind of unreal. I'm waiting to wake up, mate. I've been dreaming about this for 4 years, and it still feels like I'm dreaming 4 years ago, so I'm kind of waiting to wake up.
Worthington then turned cheerleader. Could her teammate Declan Brooks match her? Well, not quite, but a bronze was still some performance. Before these games, Britain hadn't had a single medal in BMX. In Tokyo, they've won one in every event. And would there be more success in the gymnastics? Max Whitlock only came 5th in qualifying for the pommel horse final, but he is the reigning champion, and he showed precisely why. A brilliant display from Whitlock and a score to match.
It's a huge score of 15.583!
But as the first to go, Whitlock now had to wait. Could anyone beat him? Well, as his last rival faltered, the answer was no.
Max Whitlock has done it again!
Whitlock, champion once more, one of Britain's Olympic greats, with yet another gold. Meanwhile, there was an 8th medal for Britain's swimmers, a silver in the 4x100 medley relay, a successful end to their best ever games. Andy Swiss, BBC News.
Well, our sports editor Dan Rowan is at the athletics track in Tokyo, where the semi-finals of the men's 100 metres have been taking place. And Dan, there's some exciting news coming from there too.
Absolutely right, yes, because the men's 100-metre final is always one of the most eagerly anticipated moments, of course, of any Olympics. It will take place in just under 2 hours, about 10 to 2 in the afternoon, your time. Not since the Sydney Games of 2000 has Team GB had a finalist in this event, but it's going to happen this evening because Zarnell Hughes, sensationally, has made it through. He won his semi-final, as you can see now, in a time of 9.98 seconds. He's the first time that he's run under 10 seconds this year. And just as significant, perhaps, is the fact that one of the favourites, Trayvon Bromell of the United States, trailed in 3rd place and didn't make it through to the final. So that's exciting for Team GB. I have to, just on a word of caution, Hughes was the joint slowest to make it through to the final, but who knows, anything can happen. It would be one of the most significant moments in the history of British track and field if he were to do it. But it's also, I have to say, the first time since 1984 Los Angeles Games that Britain has had a representative in both the men's and women's 100-metre finals. Of course, Darryl Niter in the women's last night.
Dan Rowan in Tokyo, thank you very much. Now, young people in England are to be offered incentives, including discounts from Uber and Deliveroo to get their COVID-19 vaccinations. Ministers are hoping that there'll be further offers involving cafes and restaurants in the coming weeks to try to improve uptake of the jabs. Simon Jones has more.
A day out with a difference. A pop-up vaccination centre was set up last week at the Thorpe Park theme park in Surrey, part of a drive to get more younger people vaccinated.
Hi guys, we're doing COVID vaccines today.
Just over 2/3 of adults aged 18 to 29 in England have received their first dose. That's a lower uptake than in the wider population. Overall, 88% of people across the UK have had a first jab. Now, there will be new incentives. Uber is to give discounted trips to young adults who get vaccinated. The ride-hailing app Bolt will be offering free ride credits to vaccination centres. Deliveroo is set to offer vouchers to young people who get jabbed, though how exactly these schemes will work has yet to be revealed. But it's a carrot and stick approach. Ministers have warned that they will introduce COVID passports in certain places from September, meaning those who haven't been vaccinated won't be able to get into nightclubs. Asking festival goers to show proof of their COVID status is being used at this weekend's Camp Festival music event in Dorset.
You know, we've got very stringent measures here, you know, double vaccination proof or lateral flow negative test for people over the age of 11, more sanitation, really great compostable toilets with a lot more air space in them, things being wiped down, hand sanitizer.
The UK isn't the first to try new incentives. In the US, the governor of New Jersey launched Shot and a Beer in May, offering a free drink to those over 21 getting vaccinated. And in Colorado, some vaccination sites are giving out $100 supermarket gift cards to the jabbed.
If I can get it, y'all can get it. I'm a cancer survivor. I recommend y'all to have it.
The hope is people won't just grab a vaccine, but a bargain too. Simon Jones, BBC News.
Companies still running with reduced staff because of the pandemic will have to pay more of their workers' wages from today as the government's furlough scheme continues to wind down. It'll stop completely at the end of September. Our business correspondent, Katie Austin, reports.
It's being credited with preventing unemployment rising sharply. Now we're in the final 2 months of the job retention scheme. The economy has been reopening, but nearly 2 million people were still furloughed at the end of June. Receptionist Ruby, who's 65,
hi Ruby,
hiya, has been on full or part-time furlough since March last year. She's grateful for it, but the future is unclear.
I think there's every possibility that come on October the 1st, when the furlough scheme ends completely, then yes, I'll possibly have to start looking for another job.
She can't afford to retire yet, so that's a worry.
I don't think a lot of employers are happy to employ you if you're over 65.
The highest rates of people on furlough used to be among the under 25s.
But in the most recent data, we've seen that it's over 60s who are now more likely to be furloughed. And that's concerning because we're likely to see a rise in unemployment when the job retention scheme ends in the autumn. And any workers who are kind of left on furlough are more likely to become unemployed.
In its final stage, the scheme is changing. Previously, the government paid 80% of wages for hours not worked. In July, that contribution fell to 70%, with the employer picking up 10%. From today, the government will pay 60% and the employer 20% until furlough stops at the end of September. The British Chambers of Commerce estimates a fifth of firms still using it are considering redundancies as the cost to them increases. It's a concern for businesses which are still struggling, like travel agents.
There are still lots of destinations we can't sell. It comes to a point where the money is going to run out. And obviously with the furlough scheme, we've been able to keep the staff on, or we kept 50% of the staff on. And it's just going to drain the money even faster.
Furlough will soon become a thing of the past. That means tough decisions for some firms. In a statement, the government told us it's helping people of all ages find the skills they need to get back into work. Katie Austin, BBC News.
In Afghanistan, Taliban militants have fired rockets at Kandahar airport as they continue their offensive against government forces. Fighting is raging around the three major cities of Herat, Lashkargah and Kandahar in the south and west of the country. The Taliban have made rapid gains since it was announced that almost all foreign troops would leave by September. Thousands of people have fled their homes in southern Turkey, where wildfires are now threatening hotels and homes. At least 6 people have died and hundreds have been injured. Parts of the tourist city of Bodrum have been evacuated. Well, that's all for now. You can, of course, follow all the latest from the Olympics and the day's other news on the BBC News channel. The next news here on BBC One is at 6 o'clock. Bye for now.